Hello and welcome to Culture Shock, the pop culture podcast brought to you by three aging millennials and our outdated opinions. I'm your host tonight, Adrian, and joining me as always is...
I'm Corey. And do you know what it's like to wait your whole life to do an episode like this? An episode that finally gives your life meaning? That's not this one.
Well, I hope so. Otherwise, it would be really sad if this was the real fucking Santa. And I'm Mike.
And today we're going to be talking about the latest and great... Oh, sorry guys. Someone's hitting me. Ah, wow, that hurt. That one hurt the most. Alright guys, so if you couldn't tell by our super clever intro like we're known for, we're trying to be more culturally relevant with our pop culture podcast these days. We're trying to watch some newer movies as they come out. Mainly Mike, getting him to the theaters more.
It's difficult, guys, right?
It is.
I'm sorry. The movie theater's far away. We just bought a house. It's difficult.
Life's happening. Mike had his Nathan Cain moment when he saw Amber a while ago, and then they bought a house, and they got dogs.
She got kidnapped.
The only difference is she wasn't in on the whole bank robbery.
Wow, spoilers already.
Yeah. Whoa. You're not Wolverine. Does he even say that line in the movie?
Yeah,
No.
He does. He doesn't.
No, it's in the trailer.
It's in the trailer. I wore my Wolverine. Oh, by the way, guys, we're talking about Novocaine with Jack Quaid. But I just wanted to say I wore my Wolverine shirt to the movie because I didn't really have anything pertaining to it.
Yeah.
And I remembered that line from the trailer, and I'm like, where's the Wolverine line?
That's right. I was waiting for it, and I didn't realize he never said it.
Yeah, he doesn't say it in the movie.
Yeah, so we're talking about the second Jack Quaid movie of 2025. This is not the year of the dragon or the rat or the horse. This is the year of Quaid.
True.
We obviously, me and Corey already did an episode on Companion that Mike was tagged along for. He hadn't seen that movie.
I was here.
He was here. This one, though, Mike has seen. I was actually the last to see it earlier today, March 17th. I just saw it a few hours ago. So
it's fresh in your head.
It's fresh.
In your mind.
In my mind. So we were talking about Novocaine. Saw a bunch of trailers for this movie. Was super excited for it. Seemed like just a fun premise. A great actor that we're all starting to fall in love with.
Yeah.
Corey and I've watched The Boys, so we've
that's true.
Already been in love with him.
That's true. Huey had my heart a while back, but the movies he's been in lately, he now has my heart and my butt. He can squeeze it if he wants.
He's got my balls in my bone.
You know what? He can wrap his legs around my head and force an arrow through it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh God,
absolutely.
That's
great. By the way, guys, as you've already said, Corey, Mike, with the bank robbery right out the gate, this will be a spoiler-heavy episode. We're going to be talking about details of the movie. You know what it is.
If you didn't read the description of this episode, it's your fault at this point.
It's on you.
Yeah, we will not be doing an hour-long spoiler-free episode. This has all the spoilers in it.
Oh yeah.
So it's basically this guy, Nathan, right? What is
Nathan
it?
Cain.
Yeah,
Nathan Cain. He has
an
an
assistant bank manager.
Assistant to the manager, assistant to the regional manager. So it's Jack Quaid. He has this very humdrum kind of every day's a routine life.
Well, he has to.
He has to. It doesn't really have a purpose to his life. Very, very Office Space intro with the traffic sequence.
Yeah. I thought about that when I saw it. I was like, oh.
Except he didn't roll up his window for a guy trying to sell him something. But, so you see it's this guy just having this very, monotonous life, same kind of thing every day. And if you didn't know the premise of the movie, he has this, genetic disease. Do you guys remember what it's called?
Oh God, no.
Nipah or Lipa or
it's something like
that. Nepo?
Dua Lipa?
No, Nepo is
yes,
what Jack Quaid is.
Yeah, Mike Nepo he's a Nepo baby.
Right.
But he's earned that motherfucker.
He absolutely has, yeah. Son of Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan, I believe.
Nephew of Randy Quaid.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Cousin Eddie.
He has what is called CIPA,
CIPA.
Congenital insensitivity to pain with anhidrosis,
which is a real thing.
Yes, it is.
There are people
terrifying.
It is terrifying. Right out of the gate, what I love about the movie, the first act, if you haven't seen the movie yet, this very much acts as a 30-minute romantic comedy followed by about an hour and 10-minute action movie.
Yeah. And then 3.5 minutes of Rom and Com again.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this. For me personally, this whole movie worked on every level that it was trying to accomplish.
Right. Well, Mike, you're coming right. You're like that kid in the fucking meme. I'm just gonna say it.
I am just gonna fucking say it.
Or did we like it?
This is far better than the last two movies I went to the theaters to watch.
And for the record, those were what?
Those were Captain America: Brave New World and Joker: Fallait de Peu.
Oh man, yeah, man, you've hit some bangers the last two trips. Well, I see why you say this is the best time you've had since Deadpool and Wolverine in a theater.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense now.
People like Corey and I forget when we've seen like 30 movies in theater since that.
Yeah, well, I've seen a couple good ones actually. But
yeah, for sure.
It was definitely. I felt like it was worth the money to actually see it in theaters.
I would have paid full night, like premium. Well, actually, I did. I went Friday night. Never mind.
I went on a Sunday, so of course we got matinee prices.
Yes, I went on a Monday at like 2:30, so it was hella cheap.
Hella cheap.
So I'm the only one who paid full price for this.
You did, and I mean it's worth it.
I'm part of a movie club, so I get discounts. So I guess I get a little bit cheaper. But
I would still go and see this movie again. Honestly, it was that good.
Oh,
I had a fun time from start to finish.
Yeah, yeah. So you have Jack Quaid as this guy who has this disorder, which I do love how the movie treats this disorder because the girl who, by the way, is the actress in Prey, Corey.
Yeah, she's great.
She's a good actress. But his love interest in the movie is it Sherry
Pie.
Sherry Pie, right? Sherry treats his disorder very much how like a normal person from the outside looking in would treat it. Like, holy shit, that's awesome! You're a goddamn superhero.
Yeah, and but the reality in his life is
it's a nightmare.
It's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah,
and like when she's trying to offer him the pie, it's one of the best parts of the first part of that movie because she's like, I knew when she was offering it to him, and he was like, oh god, she's gonna offer me some of that.
Yeah,
and then when she says it's like insisting, and he yells, I can't,
I just can't pie.
And she's like so confused. He goes, I could bite my tongue off. Like she's so confused, but it's true. I mean, if you don't feel pain, you'd have to wait for your mouth to fill up with blood before you're like, I bit my tongue off.
Yeah. How does that work? Like, because so if he doesn't feel pain, it does beg the question. Like, does he feel pleasure as well? I know that he makes the comment like, "Oh yeah," he's like, "I'm definitely feeling something." But I feel like that's probably like an emotional thing, not like he's like, "Can he?"
Well, they clearly have sex that night.
Well,
so he must have been able to. And
I'm going to say that
to have sex, you have to feel it.
I'm going to say his body probably knows what's going on, but he might not have been able to feel it.
Yeah, but not having those receptors is the same as you physically not feeling it.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
so he has to be able to feel it.
I wonder if most of his pleasure that night is like just like a physical response to like how he feels about her,
like an inner love feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's why he wakes up like smiley the next day and he's having a great morning.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
He winks at the salt and pepper share.
Yeah.
While
individuals with SEPA cannot feel pain, they can still experience and feel pleasure, including emotional and physical pleasure.
Okay, that is a superpower.
Then he's definitely a superhero.
Dude can still orgasm, but he can't get hurt.
So that whole story though, with like how his parents never let him outside because they were just terrified he'd just die.
Yeah.
Well, like that guy at the bar that he went to middle school with.
Yeah, he used to be
Novocaine, you're still alive.
Hey guys, it's Novocaine, and he's totally not fucking dead.
Oh yeah, but just I like for the romantic comedy side of things. I mean, it all worked. The romance felt good.
Yeah.
I think what really helps sell it, because when you're going to do a movie this way, you don't really you have to form that connection quick.
Wait, there had to be a reason for why he chased after her.
It mostly had to be action. So.
Yeah, and as much hell as he went through to get her, you have to feel there's a connection there, like a real connection.
Well, yeah, and for a guy like him who's probably been afraid of, doing anything in his life,
right?
He's probably never had a serious girlfriend. So,
clearly he's never had a girlfriend.
This was it. Like when he was kind of pining over this girl when she first showed up, and
I think that's a nice detail. It wasn't like I wouldn't have even felt it as much had they just introduced her as like a girl who walked in and wanted to open an account one day and he was in love.
Yeah, that's what I thought was happening.
Right.
That's because she did not look like she was dressed to be a bank teller.
Right. Yeah, and of course, same thing based on the trailers. That's what I thought it was going to be. Is like she walks in one day, he's just head over heels.
And even in theaters, when they're having that meeting and she walks in and everything goes into slow motion, I thought she was coming in as a customer.
Exactly.
So I was like, oh God, he's going to fall in love with her immediately.
You didn't think of her as like an employee.
No, but then when she even says, I've been here 4 months now, I was like, okay, it's long enough for him to have at least developed a crush from afar.
Definitely developed like this really strong crush that he's too afraid to act on. Yeah.
And he's clearly never talked to her because when he's staring at her,
but he has talked to Ned about it. I mean, sorry, not Ned.
Jacob Italian.
Yeah.
AKA the guy in the chair.
I was gonna say, AKA the guy in the chair again.
I love when he's introduced into the movie. You hear his voice a few times, but then when he comes into it,
when he actually shows up, and then I love like his reaction isn't "Thank you for saving me." It's like, wait a minute,
you said you were 6'5" with a man bun.
And you said you looked like Jason Momoa. He's like, I look kind of like Jason Momoa.
I've had people tell me I kind of look like Jason Momoa.
He's a pretty distinct looking guy.
And I think he looks more like The Rock.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, with the bald head. Yeah.
I love when they're gaming. Yeah, he says, you have a man bun. He's like, well, it's a long pony, but I've corrected you enough on that. First of all, it's a long pony.
He's like, ride on your Harley and get here. Is your Harley outside? Sorta.
It's a beat up moped.
I love that fucking detective calls him the moped guy.
Yeah. Your moped friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, but on the romantic comedy side of things, I really like how they connected, like showing each other their scars kind of thing.
Yeah.
That really works for me.
That was a nice touch.
You could see
that she was also kind of a broken person.
Yeah, and that was her vulnerability is like, she doesn't show that to everybody, I feel like. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be really close to her.
And that line in it where she says, like, we all have scars. We're just all waiting to find that person we can show them to. That's beautiful. That's a great line.
Yeah.
And they set that up nice at the beginning when she's like, he has a sleeve. You can start to see his tattoo and he covers it up.
Yeah.
Because like he doesn't want to show that to people.
Yeah, I was not expecting him to be completely covered in tattoos.
Jack Quaid fucking inked.
The other thing that I was not expecting, which we find out a little bit later, is I love this. I love when a movie can do this to me, because if I don't expect it, it makes the movie better. The twist that she's actually in on it, like I did not see that coming.
You know, I unfortunately, I did see it. Or did you see it?
I actually looked over at Katie and I was like, that was quite ironic that she also saw their faces and they didn't kill her.
Yeah, it was a thing where I feel like I didn't 100% know, but like say we were doing like a reaction video, like if you've ever seen a YouTube reaction video, in that moment I would have said something along the lines like, what are the chances she's in on it?
I looked over at her and said that in theater. So
I will say this, I thought it was weird that they didn't kill her because obviously he or she saw his face too. Mm-hmm. But then they take a hostage when they use her.
Right.
Yeah, but then they went back behind the counter to get her.
Well,
they weren't standing back there anymore. Why would they take her?
When the one guy was still back there the whole time,
but it wasn't the guy who grabbed her.
Oh, I felt like it was.
I think it is. It's her brother. It's her brother that grabs her.
I feel like they would have grabbed somebody closer to the door to take a hostage with them.
Okay, that wasn't the part I had an issue with. That's cool that you picked that up. That's a nice little detail, but like that wasn't the part I had an issue with.
I just, because they took her as a hostage to get out of there. Yeah, I didn't make that connection. Like maybe she was in on it. I didn't start feeling she was in on it until like right before you find out.
When he throws her the candy.
Yeah.
Well, those are fucking disgusting, by the way.
Before he throws her those, like when they start talking and stuff, I'm like, why is she still alive?
Right.
And like, not tied up and just standing there.
Yeah, that's when I was kind of like, okay, what's going on here?
Right. Yeah, I feel like...
Up before that point, after she gets kidnapped, you really don't see her again until that moment.
Don't get me wrong. As a longtime movie viewer and a cinephile, I appreciated the twist. I actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But I felt like it was coming.
Amber Midthunder, by the way, that's her name. I always forget it.
That's it. I love that. She was also in Borderlands.
She was. Oh. And she was in a good movie, Pray.
Yes.
What I did see coming was her betraying her brother and, trying to
of course. Yeah.
Trying to help Nathan out.
True love wins the day.
Yeah. Which is good, because he went through a lot of shit to get her back.
He did, man.
If that didn't romantically work out for him, that was fucking crazy.
I mean, I think he would have just accepted death at that point.
Now here's a couple things with those angles. I will say I enjoyed the movie a lot. Most things I say are going to be nitpicky because that's who I am as a person.
Because Adrian sucks.
Because I am who I am. This is a great movie, though, to just sit down, turn your brain off, have a good time.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great background movie to stream if you're with friends or something, and just look over when it's a nasty part, like, oh, fuck.
Oh, there's definitely some gore in this. And I love
There
There
is
is,
some crazy
but
fucking gore in this
as
movie.
far as the...
I have a couple nitpicks myself, though.
Yeah, as far as the Sherry stuff, here's a couple things that I kind of wish they would have done differently. The twist, even though I kind of saw it right as the bank robbery was happening, I still wish for a general audience they wouldn't have shown her being on their side till like the third act. I felt like that could have built it up more. I feel like she's a little bit forgotten about in the middle, like 40 minutes of the movie, where she's so good at the beginning, she's good at the end. They don't give her anything to do in the middle of the movie. And then I feel like she really has no consequence, like, to Nathan for figuring out that she was with them the whole time. Like, it's just kind of a quick, he forgives her thing and nothing comes of it. Like, she gets off because she helped a police officer.
Yeah.
I get that. But, like, I feel like there should have been some more consequence there for what the fuck she was doing. And
For
it's
as
like,
b- for
it
as
wasn't
big
her
of a-
first job.
For as big of a reveal as it was for Nathan Kane,
Yeah.
to like where he just completely drops, like his mouth drops, his vision goes blurry, like
Yeah,
he's
it shattered his world.
devastated.
Yeah, there wasn't just... And the fact that she's done this multiple times, like, I feel like there should have been something there, and he should have been like, you bitch! Like,
Yeah.
it was just kind of glossed right over. But that's it as far as her storyline goes. Those were my only, like, kind of...
And how many years did she get at the end of the movie? Obviously, it was a year
Well,
and
it was
like
a
9
year
months.
later. It was a year later, and she had 8 months left. So
Yeah,
almost
yeah.
2 years.
I feel like that's not a long enough time.
As an
Yeah, exactly.
accomplice, though, you can get a lot less time, especially if you testify. Like,
Right.
They were all dead, but still.
And in the end, she
Right.
did help. She did help the police officer.
Yeah.
not
She
die.
helped the police officer. I'm
that's
sure
true.
that
She
went,
probably pulled a lot of strings.
yeah, that went a long way. I like the brothers line, which is Ray Nicholson, by the way. Jack
Yes,
Nicholson's son.
he was phenomenal in this
Yeah,
movie.
he's
too.
really good in this.
Yes. I liked his line of like, oh, I finally found a way to make you feel. Like when he's beating the fuck
Yeah.
out of his
Yeah.
sister.
Well, that's Amber and I were talking, like when we were talking. Amber said she said she liked just about every character in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even the two random henchmen guys were good. They had their good parts.
Oh, the guy that was trying to torture him.
Yeah, that was funny.
I love when he throws the fucking flour all over him. You don't have like a gluten thing, do you?
Oh yeah, in the restaurant, the first guy. Oh crap, you don't have a gluten thing, do you?
He's like in that moment he was like way too nice.
One of my favorite parts of that kitchen fight, and it's very subtle. You wouldn't even pick up on it if you're not paying attention. He's trying to talk to him he's trying to compromise with him while he's being punched in the face on the ground.
Oh yeah, I love that.
The dude punches him twice, and in between each punch, he goes, "We can figure this out." Smack. Seriously, we can figure it out. He's not even reacting. It's so fucking good.
Let me ask you guys, if you were in that situation, if you were the guy punching him in the face and he's still talking like nothing's happening, wouldn't you kind of like take a moment and be like, the fuck is wrong with you?
Especially being as trained and strong as that guy clearly was.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Well, I can't remember if it's him or if it's his brother, but one of them are hitting him and they're like, what are you? Like, he's just like, Jack Quaid said he had to train to like not flinch. Like when he was getting hit, he said that was so hard to just like, seriously, we can work on it.
But here's the beauty and subtlety to this movie is like, even though he can't feel pain, he feels when he knows and feels when he's about to pass out because he must be getting hit too hard.
Well, of course.
Like every once in a while, he's like, okay, I must be getting hit harder than I think I am because I'm starting to feel like I'm going to pass out.
Yeah, because just because you can't feel pain doesn't mean you can't get knocked the fuck out.
I love that they threw that in there. And twice in the movie, he does epinephrine to get some adrenaline.
Speaking of that, and yes, unfortunately, not to give this douche nozzle any credit, Steve, I definitely was getting some major Max Payne vibes when he was doing that.
Absolutely. Yeah, Steve has said, we'll say it on the record, but our buddy Steve has said for a long time, Jack Quaid would make a great young Max Payne.
He said it right after IGN wrote it.
Exactly. Right after the most credible news source in the world, IGN, wrote it.
Yeah, they're real good.
Hey, this movie,
you said that.
Speaking of Steve and movies we all love, the adrenaline definitely gave me some Batman vibes.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Shot himself with adrenaline twice in this movie.
One of my small little nitpicks, though, is by the end of this movie, he's a little too good at fighting. Like, he's still getting his ass beat, but he's getting in some good shots against these guys who are very trained.
He played some video games about how to fight.
I know, but they're wizard games where you wave a wand.
I was going to say, he was playing video games with, like, orcs and axes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you seen him throw that knife at the guy and it just bounced off his
Oh, that
chest.
was fucking hilarious. It bounced off his body armor. He's like, huh. He just goes, huh.
Yeah, well, I guess I could see what you're saying by the end of the movie, but I like throughout the movie that he's not just like a natural badass.
No, yeah,
he's very clumsy.
He keeps getting very lucky.
Look, the only thing I will say about him, he's not a badass. He's not a good fighter. He is just resourceful with what is around him.
Exactly.
As proven by the very end of this movie.
Yeah.
He's good at improvising both with like his surroundings and just like with his words. Yeah. Like when he has to buy time, like when he's hung upside down, he's like, just do me a favor and kill me quick. Just don't make me suffer.
Yeah, he knows the guy's going to torture him.
The guy's like ripping his fingernails off. He's like, oh God, I hate how long this is taking.
I know. I love that he's throwing stuff like that. Ooh, ouch. I hate how long this is taking.
While he's just checking his watch.
And then when he's wiggling the arrow in his leg, he's like, oh, that hurt. Ooh, that hurt. Ooh, that was the worst one yet.
Yeah, when he first grabs that arrow, it takes him a second to realize it's happening.
Yeah, he doesn't even realize he's
the guy's like, do you know pain? He's like, I'm familiar with it.
I love the first booby trap though when the ball hits. You see this in the trailer too.
Oh my God, yeah.
And the spike ball hits him in the back. He just kind of feels it push him forward and he goes, what the hell is that? And there's a giant spike ball stuck in his back.
I love when he keeps going. He's like, why?
Yeah, why? He can't reach it. He's reaching back for it.
He's like, these guys really love Home Alone. It's like,
I do love that before the brother goes to the house to see if his brother's there. Was it Simon?
Yeah,
the main the leader, if you will.
Ray Nicholson.
He says to him, he's like, really, the house your brother just spent all that time booby trapping? You're gonna go there?
Don't be a fucking idiot.
Like right after, like the scene's right after you know that
he's
Nate's going there.
Oh yeah, because he like tattoos the address to his hand.
Yeah. Which
yeah, that was fucking crazy.
I'm starting to get the feeling you don't know Ben.
Who was that big guy anyway?
I know.
He's got to be a fighter or something.
He's like Ben.
Zeno, Garth Collins.
Okay. He's like, yep, classic Ben, hates his job. He's like, let me ask you something. How would you think his last name's pronounced? He's like,
it's such a fucking basic name, too.
He goes, I know how most people would pronounce it, but you'd be surprised, right?
It is I don't remember it, but it is such a generic last name.
That's what set him off. Well, it's the name of that place that they had to go to, too, because it was like their last name was the place of his employment.
Oh, like something and
Sons.
Yeah. I think it starts with like a C.
Yeah.
I think it's Clark.
Yeah, that's right. Ben Clark.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so basic, Clark. He was just really like shooting in the night, hoping it was like a weird last name.
How would you pronounce it? That's when the guy's like,
he's like, why don't you tell me? How would you say it?
I love that whole scene though, when he fights him.
Yeah.
He fights that big guy in this tattoo parlor. That was one thing that kind of bothered me was like, during that fight, at the very end, when he punches the glass and gives himself the glass hands,
right?
He's jumping up to do that final like axe throwdown,
the big trailer shot,
slow motion.
Yeah,
he's like yelling. It was really funny, the slow motion.
Yeah,
but right there is when something should have hit Jack Quaid, or the guy should have punched him in the stomach.
Honestly,
it shouldn't have ended with the eye scraping because
that's
what you expected.
Yeah. With how the slow motion was going, I honestly expected him to get hit.
Yes, that's what I feel like should have happened there.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting it to be successful. So when you actually can't like connect,
so that actually worked for you.
I was let down. Okay. I was actually let down that he connected.
Yeah, the two moments I really thought that was coming and it didn't was that, and then at the end when he ate the pie,
I thought blood was gonna start coming out
when he was. I thought for sure, yeah,
because his mouth was very full when he was chewing.
Or like I'm standing up in the theater getting my stuff ready, I'm smiling, I'm like, here comes the blood, and I'm like, oh, credits. Okay.
Like he should have opened his mouth, blood came out. Oh shit! And then the credits.
Yeah, exactly.
That would have been so funny.
It would have been.
My only other nitpick, and I'll get it out of the way real quick because I loved this movie for the most part. When he goes into that guy's shop to get the bullet out, which is another very funny scene.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, that guy is unsung hero right there.
Yeah, absolutely. When he's sitting there on that table, it's very clear his right arm is a prosthetic.
Oh yeah,
it was way too glaringly obvious
that he's digging the thing.
No. Before he even starts digging in it,
Right.
It does a wide shot of his whole body. His left arm is half the size of his right arm. They did not do that prosthetic right.
I didn't
It was
notice.
way too thick.
I wasn't paying that much attention to that.
Jack Quaid does not have shoulders. I'm sorry. I love him, but he's a tiny guy.
It is a relatively low budget movie, but still, they I know what you mean. They could have done better than that.
At least not do the wide shot. Just show that arm.
Exactly. Or just shoot it in a way where you can't see it so clearly. Yeah, he just cuts his fucking arm open with the box cutter. The guy's like, oh, shit.
And I love when he just reaches up with the box cutter and goes, there we are. And he's like, holy shit.
It's just digging in his arm.
And he digs in. He goes, is that it? He pulls out. Oh, it was.
I was half expecting him to pull out like a bone or something.
So was I.
Yeah. He just takes like a little fucking super glue and do that. Good as new.
Good as new.
I do love that the guy at the bar, his actual name in the movie, for his credits is Asshole.
Oh, is it really?
Nice.
Yeah, his name's Asshole. Played by Tristan DeBeer.
Asshole.
Nice. But the last part of that where he's getting the bullet out and putting it back together.
Yeah.
I like when he gives them the money. He says, "This should hold you. This will get your store back up and running. I'm very sorry about all this." He goes out the door, opens the door, and looks in and goes, "You may want to launder that, by the way." And he just goes,
It gives him like what, $20,000, 2 bands?
Yeah, I think it's two $10,000 packs. Yeah,
hell yeah, that'll do it. But as far as like the gore in the movie, it is surprisingly gory at moments.
It is.
I mean, it is rated R, so
yeah. I think they handle it in such a way though that it's not gross out gore, right? It's not like Terrifier gore, because like I think what they do is like with the whole shtick of the movie, I think it really lessens the impact of like the gross outness, like because he's kind of joking as it's happening. I think that really goes a long way.
What you're feeling now is third degree burns.
You're gonna want to run to that under some cold water. Katie looked away when he was pulling the fingernails off.
Oh yeah.
There are people that can't handle that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Right. Fingernails are a big one for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But no, there are definitely moments. Like the movie was more graphic than I was expecting, but the jokey nature of it, I think, helps.
I love at the end of that torture scene though when he goes, "You know what? I'm gonna take your eyes out and put them on my rearview mirror." He goes, "Oh wait, no, I don't. I actually don't want you to do that."
Actually, don't do that.
I think he says he's gonna put him in a jar or something.
Or put him in a jar. He goes, "Oh, actually, don't do that." Wait, no.
Because if you take that same torture scene and he's feeling all that and he's like crying for his life and shit, that's a whole other feeling.
Yeah, God, yeah.
That is a dark moment.
I have seen that movie.
Yeah, of course.
That moment when Roscoe shows up and saves him.
Yes.
When
Roscoe.
When Roscoe shows up to save him, and then like his like timer goes off. He's like, "What's that?" He's like, "Oh, that I set that for your ETA when you would get here." I was expecting him to be like, "Yes, I beat it," but he didn't even say that. I was like, there's a missed opportunity. Like that would have been a joke that I would have expected in the movie.
No, but they did put like a little like. I should probably go piss.
I like Jack Quaid's instead. But
I did like that he said that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love when when it goes off the first time in the bar and she goes, "What's the timer for?"
Yeah, dude, what's with the alarm?
I have to set it for every 3 hours, otherwise my bladder might explode.
Right, because that's the second time that she hears it.
Yeah, the first time he doesn't.
The first time
he just walks away.
First time she burned his hand, and he's like, "Shit, I gotta go."
The burn hand thing would be cool if like I wonder if like you don't know the whole thing about the movie going in, you might think he's just trying to be a hard ass like. In front of the girl, like my hand doesn't hurt, even though it's like that would probably be a fun thing if you didn't know what the movie's about.
Because even after you see him putting that shit on it to heal it.
Yeah, like the salve,
like the burn screen or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I just think their chemistry is really good. The brief time we get with them. The love story is believable for the brief time they're together. You know, the tattoo thing comes full circle with what is it, like Hansel? Or no, what do you call it? Like the girl at the window with the long hair, Rapunzel? Is that what that's supposed to be?
Yeah.
Or is that just like a random princess in a castle?
Hamlet.
Like Hamlet?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I did like that he said he's like, it seemed kind of cliche it seemed kind of cliche for the knight to save the girl, so I have them saving each other.
Saving each other, right.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what they both did to each other. So.
And this is one of those few movies where the main bad guy's a douchebag, but like in the best way.
Oh, he's so likable.
Right.
Like, why is he so likable?
Yeah. I shouldn't like this guy.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed everybody in the movie for sure. Like, it's just crazy.
Yeah. I think it's just inherently the type of movie they're in, but he doesn't and maybe he fits better for this kind of movie, but he doesn't really give me like main villain energy. He kind of gives me like maybe like the second in command, like henchman kind of thing.
Like you never met the main guy.
Yeah, but like maybe the main villain menacing presence wouldn't fit in this kind of movie. Maybe it was better that they had like the jokey guy, you know, like because he is like the boss.
It was a bunch of ex-military guys who just wanted to try and pull a bank heist.
Yeah, right.
There is so it's funny you said that because I think Corey and I had talked about this before in a different movie where there was a really awesome action comedy and the main villain was way too serious, played by Gary Oldman. Like his very serious character almost didn't seem like it fit in this action comedy
that movie, right?
Which I love Gary Oldman, don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah.
But it just seemed like such a weird choice to be that serious in this movie. Otherwise,
Mike's trying not to say the title because he doesn't.
I'm not going to say the title. Either way, we talked about this movie over
it's Hitman's Bodyguard.
We talked about this movie over at Jacked Up Review podcast with
that's why I'm like it's not registering. I'm like, what movie? Is this?
You weren't there for it because you suck. I mean,
I've never seen that movie.
What?
I've never seen that movie.
You still haven't seen that movie?
You?
I still haven't seen it.
My God, it's one of his best ones. It truly is.
It's one of whose best ones?
Yes,
Samuel L. Jackson's.
Oh, okay, yeah. I love that dude. Who else was in that movie? Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman, yeah.
And
Salma Hayek.
Salma Hayek.
That was it. Salma Hayek. There was another male lead.
Nope, not ringing any bells.
Doesn't sound familiar.
Actually, my answer to that is no.
Tell you're 90.
But yeah, no, I agree. I like that they went with a more, sarcastic, jokey villain.
Right. Like I'm saying if this
fits the theme of the movie.
It does. If this was it fits just like the whole tone. If like this was our main villain in a more serious action movie, I would hate it.
Like I'm going to probably use this now probably for the rest of the time. Like if you took Gary Oldman's villain in Hitman's Bodyguard and put it into this movie, it would have made no fucking sense. And I probably would have hated the villain.
Like if you
I don't hate Gary Oldman's villain in Hitman's Bodyguard, but I do feel like it's a little out of place.
It's just not the right movie.
It's not.
Yeah, like if you take
he's a little too serious, yeah.
Well, now you both made the serious joke unintentionally, or maybe Corey.
Oh yeah, I didn't do it. No, I didn't do it on purpose that time.
Yeah, but if you take like Simon from this movie and you put him in like John Wick or something, I'd be like, what are we doing here? Like,
well, hold on, I don't know. Simon might work in a John Wick film,
not as the main guy,
not as the main villain, but
he'd work as one of the assassins trying to come after him.
Yeah.
Right. But not as the big bad.
But no, like Simon definitely wouldn't work in, say,
Saving Private Ryan.
That's a weird pull.
I don't know. Vin Diesel's in that movie, so
well, he dies.
That's true. It's the best part of the movie.
Simon would not work in Human Centipede.
That's Fubar that you just said, though.
Simon would work in Human Centipede.
He would?
Everything works in Human Centipede.
It's true. The directing, the acting,
they decided.
Story.
Listen,
10 out of 10.
In Human Centipede, they completely ignored Never Go Ass to Mouth.
Yeah, they did.
Multiple people did.
That was the movie that's like, fuck you, Clerks, too.
It's like they made it their whole life to go ass to mouth.
It's almost like the director and writer saw Clerks 2 and said, fuck you, yes you do, and I'll show you.
The second one's even crazier.
Oh, God.
Hey, the guy that is it the writer or the director of Human Centipede? He follows us, right?
Tom Six. He follows us. I've even talked to him.
Oh, yeah, I love that movie. Hi, Tom Six.
I'd like to interview him. He's an interesting person.
I feel like if I had to draw straws to either be the middle of a human centipede or stay on the asteroid like Bruce Willis, I'd stay on the asteroid. I would kill myself.
Yeah.
The amount of problems I have with my nose clogging up, I can't even imagine trying to breathe.
No, you'd have to be the front of the Human Centipede.
I'd have to.
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, I'd be fine.
I mean, I wouldn't be fine.
You get to eat the food and shit in mouths. That's fine.
I shouldn't sound fine.
I do that anyway.
That's a good life, actually. The front.
The back's the worst.
Yeah.
All you do is eat shit and shit shit.
To our listeners, what are we in culture shocked of the Human Centipede? Where would you want us?
Would you rank us 1 through 3?
Can I just be the guy that's making them do it?
I love you, listeners.
Is that I've never seen the film? Is there a guy that's making this happen?
Yes, there's a scientist.
Can I be that guy?
Yeah, there's like a mad scientist that puts it together.
And then the second movie, it's a guy who was obsessed with the first movie and then does it himself with 5 people.
I will also be that guy.
And then the third one, they do it to an entire person.
I volunteer as tribute.
Let me be the guy that's in charge, not the guy in.
You imagine being the 7th person in a human centipede?
Oh god,
That shit is just liquid by the time it gets to
oh man, number 7.
At least it goes down easy.
Mickey 7.
you.
That's how he died.
Sticky 7 if they ate.
Oh, Sticky 7. Oh man. Well, I've had a hard life, We'll get to that.
Okay, I see what you
yeah, Mickey. I was doing the Mickey voice.
It kind of sounded like Alvin Furpo.
Oh, yeah. Everything goes
stealing
back
is all bad,
That's stealing.
It kind of sounded like Mickey 17. Now that I think about it,
he does. It's stealing and all that horse shit. That's all bad. Did Robert Pattinson do an Alan Furpo?
I think he did an Alan Furpo.
Meets Forrest Gump.
Correct. We cracked it, guys.
How did we feel about the detectives? Because I've heard mixed reviews about the detectives in this film.
Matt Walsh is a little too jokey of an actor to be on this case.
Yeah,
but he did a great
Matt
job.
Walsh.
Yeah, he did. I thought he did a great job at obviously showing he doesn't give a shit about this.
Yeah,
right. He doesn't care about his job.
Right. I would say
because at one point he's like, this was supposed to be an easy one.
Yeah, right. Yeah. He feels like one of those guys that's ready for retirement.
Yeah,
right.
But he has a couple good one-liners, but they just kind of come across as stock to me. I would say
he retired at the end of the movie.
Yeah, he did. That's I used one of his lines because it genuinely made me laugh.
Yeah, that's what happens when what do you say, when the Clippers betray us?
Clippers and the Rams,
Padres, or no, yeah, Clippers and
Rams.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, he said
Chargers.
No, because Chargers. He says, "What? They went to be second fiddle to the Rams." That's what he says.
Rams and then the door opens. He's gonna say Lakers.
Yeah,
and that's when they do that's when him and Jacob Battalion do the costume switch.
Yeah.
Jacob's in the suit on the little moped thing.
I do. That's what it's. I don't know that line when they're looking at the body in the kitchen, and she's like, "Is this one of our guys?" And he's like, "Well, I hope so, because if not, this is the real Santa. That's real fucking sad."
Yeah, it's real fucking sad. Yeah, the cops. I mean, her more specifically just kind of came off as pretty generic.
She was generic, but
there were moments
I like that Nathan was able to get to her.
Yeah,
by saying "Do you have a daughter? How would you feel? Would you go look for her, or would you wait for somebody to do it?"
Right, but I felt like that was a moment where you were supposed to connect, and I just didn't really feel it because I wasn't too invested in her character.
As somebody with kids, I think
I was gonna say,
yeah, that might be
it.
Yeah, kids fucking suck.
Adrian would be like, "Nah, this is problem solved. They're gone."
Yeah, right. Hell yeah, kids are fucking idiots.
If you had one shot, one opportunity, nope, blow it. Goodbye.
Kids are loud.
Mom spaghetti, I'm out.
Kids are loud, expensive shit machines. I'm done.
It's true. It's true, and I am depressed.
But then but
guys, it's Monday night. I'm having a beer.
That's
okay.
Our legacy.
I'm
that's
single.
Our legacy. That's our legacy we're leaving behind.
Well, hopefully your kids do better than you. That's all I'm saying.
I hope so.
What are you talking about? I do this awesome podcast that nobody listens to.
Exactly. Hopefully your kids do a cool podcast called My Dad a Bitch.
Oh, they'll get Corey's kids in on it then too.
That would be crazy, actually. I'd listen to that podcast. If it was just your kids shitting on you guys, I'd listen to that every week.
My kids could. That'd be funny.
Sure.
So here's something else my dumbass dad did last week. I'd be like, $50 patron.
I was actually pointing it out at work the other day that the only thing I'm leaving my kids is a bunch of recordings of my voice talking about how I used to fuck their moms.
Amongst a bunch of other stupid things we've admitted.
Very many stupid things. They're going to be like, wow, Dad.
This is our legacy. Yeah, and Mike, you said kids are your legacy. This is my legacy. This is what I leave behind.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Guys, listen to the Spider-Man episode.
Don't.
2 Long Islands. That's my legacy.
Wasn't it? It was 3 Long Islands.
Well,
it was 3.
Probably.
But Adrian forgot by the
probably ended up being like 4 long.
In fact, I'm pretty sure your fucking nickname in my thing still says 3 Long Island.
That was a good episode. Shit. Yeah, but
the note that I have under your username is 3 Long Islands.
Like you need a note from me. We've known each other since we were fucking.
I know, but
14, 13.
I was just being an ass when I did put it in there. I put that in there over 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair. But this is Novocaine is just it's a good time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a good action blockbuster. We don't get enough of these types of movies anymore. Just like a dumb, fun kind of 90s, early 2000s action movie. Like, it's just everything has to be so, like, this isn't the movie you're really going into, like, to get a bigger theme or message. This isn't going to change your life. Sometimes you just need these fun movies. You know, everything now has to be like A24 or Neon Pictures and like so like think piece. And it's like sometimes you just need a dumb, fun action movie. You guys know I'm not the biggest action fan. I like when action like adds another element. Like sometimes it's a goofy element like this that I very much enjoy. Like I'm glad he wasn't like a former badass that like came back to being a badass when he had to be. That's just more like shit that I don't really care about. So
Love
much.
Hurts was good. Okay.
Was it? I've heard very mixed things on it.
It's complicated.
Love's complicated.
Love is complicated.
But
it's
I'm just saying those are the kind of movies that don't appeal to me as much. Nobody was an exception with Bob Odenkirk, probably just because I'm such a big Better Call Saul fan. That's honestly probably what carried that movie for me. But I do love that movie. But generally that kind of like, I'm a badass, I'm retired now with a family, I have to be a badass again.
I love
those aren't generally my kind of action movies.
But this movie also had an amazing soundtrack.
Yeah, it did. Not as good as Daredevil's, but it was good.
Very true, dude. I just love that they.
This has to be a dream. Please wake me up.
I love that they started the movie. I love that they started. I love that they started the movie. You guys always say you hate that I just power through. So
yeah, that's true.
I love that they started.
I'm sorry. I'm really done.
I love that they started the movie with REM's "Everybody Hurts" because it's really fucking clever with like because he obviously can't feel pain.
What an appropriate song! I assume his like shower handle at the start. That's like when it doesn't
stop, so it's not too hot. Yeah,
burn his skin.
I love all the fucking tennis balls on the corners of things.
Yeah, his like apartment is pretty much child safety.
Well, even his office, he has the tennis balls in his office. How did somebody not ask what's with the tennis balls? How
I'm
did
sure
she not know?
Have.
Yeah.
Like she's been there for 4 months.
I think the whole point of this is she hadn't really ever even noticed him
interacted with him.
Well, no, because I believe her working there, she was supposed to get close to him to get the fucking.
I
know that,
the combination.
I don't think they ever had a reaction because he seemed very shocked by her even talking to him.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. You would think she would have asked somebody else, like, "Hey, what's with the tennis balls on his desk?"
Yeah, because the only thing his buddy online tells him is like, "You've been talking about this girl for months." He doesn't say like you've ever talked to her,
right?
But like, by the way, if I was her brother, I'd be like, "Bro, like you're an attractive woman. What the fuck's taking you 4 months? Like, get the combination. Talk to the guy. What are you doing?" If I was the brother, I'd be pissed too.
Maybe every time she tried to talk to him, like he was super awkward.
He was just
like
awkward.
He was when they did finally talk.
No, she was part-time. She only worked 2 days a week.
Was that what it was?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say maybe I missed that.
You said that with so much clarity, like you actually had like real facts.
Thank you,
bro. If you pause the movie in the theater, you can see the schedule in the background. She's only on 2 days a week.
I have a question. There is one Christmas song in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It is Christmas themed. There's Santa Clauses.
Oh no, Mike, don't do it.
Is this a Christmas movie?
I think it was meant to be maybe around Christmas and then got delayed or something.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of themes of like it's December 23rd. There's Santa Clauses.
Yeah,
he says Christmas at the end when he wakes up from his coma.
It's a Christmas miracle. Is it Christmas? No, it's January 11th.
It's actually January 11th. You've been in a medically induced coma for about 2 weeks, but still.
Is this a Christmas movie?
It says, according to Screen Rant, it says, regardless of any debates that may pop up, Novocaine certainly has what it takes to become an adult fan favorite Christmas movie that individuals rewatch every year around the holidays.
I don't know if I'd agree with this one.
Right.
There's no trees or presents or snow or...
Yeah.
Well, it takes place in San
Diego.
There could still be decorations on windows.
Well, I know, but there's not going to be snow. There was decorations. I saw decorations.
Yeah, there were a couple
Christmas decorations.
Yeah, there was a couple.
Yeah, there were a
Christmas
couple.
Decorations.
Mike, remember Die Hard? Die Hard is in L.A. though. Oh, you're saying for the snow debate?
Yeah, for the snow debate.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, because this was San Diego.
This will now be every Christmas. I'm going to watch Die Hard and Novocaine.
That's a sweet lineup. That is a sweet double feature.
I love how he's pretending like he's not going to watch Spirited as well.
Well, I mean, that's not going to be part of the double feature, though.
Yeah, not part of the action double feature.
Yeah, that's for that's musical night.
There's different night themes.
He's got comedies, musicals, action.
Yeah.
Just pure Christmas.
Pure Christmas, which those
animated
movies usually suck. Oh, no, sorry.
Yeah, they do. But that's me. I'm a fucking animated Christmas movie hater.
They celebrate pure Christmas in Alabama.
I want to be pure. Frank Reynolds.
Oh, God, yeah. I need to be pure.
Frank, what are you doing?
Fucking sanitizer all over his body.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
It's so gross.
He breached.
He's laying on the ground like a slug with all the sanitizer.
Wait, so that means we haven't been sick the last 6 days? We're just suffering from alcohol withdrawal? Oh, that's great. No, it's not. That means we're all alcoholics.
So when Nathan wakes up and has his new day start, after he's had sex,
the mood we all wake up in.
When one of my favorite songs, which I still think is you don't hear about this song very often, unfortunately. When I Believe in a Thing Called Love starts playing, I'm like, I fucking love this song.
Yeah.
Like,
wait, Mike, what was the Christmas song that you set? Do you know what it was?
It's Silver Bells.
Silver Bells. Okay.
Yeah. It's Christmas time in the city.
I have to cut that.
Is that what they said?
that is what they say.
Oh, I never did that. I really don't fucking vibe with Christmas, which is weird because I love Christmas. I love the aesthetic. I love the aesthetic of Christmas. I love violent Christmas movies and funny Christmas movies. I like decorations and trees and snow. But I really don't like Christmas music or animated cartoons.
You obviously love bloody action Christmas movies.
I love
what this is.
Die Hard and Novocaine, yeah.
So basically, I need Tim
Soon
to watch this movie.
It will be Christmas time.
I need Tim to watch this movie so we can argue about whether or not this is a Christmas movie now.
Oh yeah, that would be fun.
This one's way more controversial.
Yeah, I think it would be. Yeah, this one would be more. We'll put it up in a Patreon poll in a couple months if everyone's seeing it.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to wait for that one.
You originally applied for the Defense of Dark Arts, and you didn't get the position, correct? Obviously.
Obviously.
God damn, I miss you, Alan Rickman, every day.
But I like after the whole car garage scene when she finally turns on her brother and Jack Quaid comes in to stop him and get her back and finds out blah blah blah.
Right.
And then he puts that lowers that car down on his head with a tire. And then the cops come in and they help him. I love how relaxed he is that he thinks it's all over. They take him to the ambulance.
Yeah.
And the dude wakes up, shoots the two cops, runs out and steals the ambulance, and Jack Quaid's still just laying back there all happy, like thinks he's going to the hospital.
Until he hears the guy groan.
He hears him groan. He looks up, sees it's him. I love when he notices it's Nathan. He goes, "Oh, you again." He didn't even know he was in the back of the ambulance.
He's like, "You're so pathetic." He's like, "I know, right?
You're such a loser."
Yeah, you're such a loser. I know, right?
Speaking of this, I had somebody sitting beside me who has been through medical training.
Yeah,
his brain would have been fried.
Oh, when he did
the thing with the he would not have been able to move.
No,
like
that was like
after that.
That was like max charge.
A full blast AED to the head, and he would not have been fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, there's definitely a level of suspension of disbelief in the movie.
Jack Quaid's heart also might have stopped for a second.
Yeah, but it was more believable that he could get up and move again.
The other guy. After some jitters, he probably would have been able to get up.
Yeah, the other guy should have been a vegetable.
Probably.
For sure.
But I will say this, that's probably the most unbelievable thing that happened in the movie.
Yeah, that's like the biggest, how the fuck is he still up? Yeah, because the first time, when they shoot him, they only shoot him, in the gut.
Yeah.
He could totally live through that.
Yeah, he started he's like fucking Michael Myers character. This guy can't die.
Dude. I was thinking that too. He does not die.
I love how he does though.
Until fucking he gets stabbed through the face, through the jaw with a bone.
I love that. He breaks his arm and the bone sticks out, and I was like, "Well, there it is. That's what's happening."
Yeah, he just caused his own death.
I think I looked over at Katie at that moment too, and I was like, "Oh, murder weapon."
And then Jack Quaid's just hanging his arm.
And he's just hanging his arm, and
T-Rex was the most feared of all.
What's the line he says to him? Heal from this or something?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And that's another thing I love. They do that 90 campy, you have to give a cool line when you kill someone. Heal from this.
And then he goes up through his fucking jaw with the bone from his arm. And his arm's just flapping there.
And they kind of set that up earlier, too, when he shot the guy up through the chin.
Yeah. After he shoots him, he hits the ground. There's 3 seconds of silence. And he goes, "You all right there?"
That got a pretty good laugh out of me.
You know what? It's St. Patrick's Day. It's St. Patrick's Day. I think it'll be all right to bring this up. That gave me very heavy Boondock Saints vibes with the
Yeah.
cat. Is it dead?
Is it dead when it's clearly fucking?
Or fucking Badman when he doesn't realize he's killing all those people. He's just tuckered out.
He's so sleepy.
Look at him, he's so sleepy. No, he's dead.
He's dead.
No, he's all tuckered out.
What? So what
That
was
guy
your?
was already up there when I got here.
So what was your favorite? What do you think your favorite scene of the movie is? What was your favorite
God.
sequence? What do you think? I think mine was in the trap house, and I don't mean trap house like drug house.
No,
I mean the booby trap house and
Yeah.
the following torture scene.
Yeah, I think the whole entire booby trapped house is probably my favorite too.
I love when he's hanging upside down. He's like, 10 minutes. That's easy. I can wait 10 minutes. And then he hears him coming in. Oh, shit.
I love, like, after the crossbow, he's like, crossbow into the sink. Of course.
Yeah, like, why the fuck wouldn't there be a crossbow?
I love when
in
it
the
hits his
sink?
leg and his leg just kind of twitches. He looks down and goes, of course.
Yeah, he tries to take the arrow out. He's like, you know what? Fuck it. He just leaves it and ends up working in his favor.
It does have to work in his favor.
Yes.
I do like how everything has like a full circle moment in
Yeah.
the movie. Like everything you think's a little detail, it comes back in some way.
I have a hard time with this because as a huge action fan, I really am. Like, it's
Yeah.
my favorite part of a lot of things. The fight choreography in this was pretty good.
Yeah, good and a clumsy, like an everyday
And
man trying to
exactly,
fight.
like trained people fighting an everyday guy.
Right.
Yeah, they did a really good job with that.
My favorite scene, probably for the main reason that he gets getting punched in the face and still trying to talk to the guy, is probably the kitchen fight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The
kitchen fight is
flour
fun.
with the gluten
Dude,
thing, and he tries to throw the knife at him, and it bounces off his chest.
I think
Probably-
that's when he
that's-
says, when he goes to hit him with the pan, and
third
the
degree
guy,
burns,
the
yeah.
guy goes to grab it
Yeah.
because he sees him holding it.
Yeah, he says, so those are going to be third-degree burns. You're going to want to run it under some
Yeah.
cold water.
I think that's when the guy, when he grabs the pan and he realizes it's hot, and he's like, "What are you?"
Yeah, that's another clever thing because he sees Jack Quaid holding. He's like, "Oh, so the pan's obviously fine."
Yeah.
Well,
then he's
Jack
like,
Quaid,
"What the fuck?"
after he burns his hands, Jack Quaid throws it down, and you see the burns on Jack
Oh, yeah.
Quaid's hands too.
Man, he gets
And he's
his
like
hands
looking
get-
back and forth between his and his. He's like, you're burnt too. What the fuck?
Corey, I think Jack Quaid's hands might get fucked up more than Ethan Winters in Resident Evil.
Oh, Jesus. Except they don't get healed with chem liquid.
Exactly.
At the end in the in the hospital, when he's like staring at his hand, he's like, "You're staring at my hand right now, aren't you?" He's like, "Yeah, it's just." He's like,
Why
"Why do
is
they
it-
have to dress it up so sexy with fishnets?"
That is a great camera
Called a
shot.
skin
like,
graft.
That's called a skin graft.
great camera shot to his hand zoomed in. It
Oh,
does
his
look
hand.
sexy.
His hand after he sticks it in that fryer is fucking disgusting.
Oh, it's nasty.
Yeah, I love that they kept it disgusting the whole movie.
The whole
Like,
movie.
yeah, they didn't fuck that up.
Also, yeah, you know, a little bit maybe under the radar, a little underappreciated, but the camera work in the movie is also very good.
Oh yeah,
Like every time he goes flying and stuff, the camera.
I didn't feel dizzy or like sick watching the camera move around. So
Right.
that's definitely a plus.
So great soundtrack, great camera work, great like everyman fight choreography.
Yeah.
Great performance by Jack Quaid, fun action, fun comedy.
I was gonna say
Good
overall,
romance.
great comedy.
Yeah, good romance. I mentioned my nitpicks with the love interest. I wish a couple things were different there. Corey mentioned a couple little things. Mike,
I
say
like-
one negative thing about this movie. It wasn't longer.
Yeah.
No, that's great. If you loved it all, that's great.
I really love this movie. Like, I think apparently maybe I loved it more than you two did.
no,
I don't know.
I don't know if that's true.
Well,
I
yeah.
loved it a lot.
yeah, no, just
I
part
ju-
of being the movie critic is like
This-
critic is
but
part of it. You're
This
critical. You're
podcast has
looking
made
for.
me a lot more nitpicky.
Yeah.
Well, it
None of
obviously
that-
has me.
Okay, but Mike, here's the difference. Those nitpicks didn't make me enjoy it any less.
Yeah, it didn't take away from
That's
the
true.
movie. I just have to point out, like, as pretentious as it sounds, we do a podcast, I do a YouTube channel. We are in a less high scale way. We are movie critics, and part of that
We
is
are.
critical
Yeah.
thinking. And it's like you kind of sometimes look for things like, I wish this could have been a little bit different.
Here's the thing.
Yeah,
This is how I think this is what happens to if I'm thoroughly enjoying a movie to
Yeah.
the extent that I did with this one. Things that I think would normally bother me, they disappear. Like I don't see them.
yeah, that's fair.
That's a perfectly acceptable way to be too.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's because I do find things. Obviously, we've heard some of my nitpicks about shit.
Some of your weird
Yours
ones.
are weird sometimes.
So, like, I mean, obviously, I do catch things that are fucking out there, but
Yeah.
like this movie, I just didn't see anything that jumped out at me that made me go, "Oh my god, why did that happen?" Like I said, I didn't see like her working for the bad guys coming because I thought with the events that happened leading up to when we find out made kind of sense on why she didn't die. I will say I did at first think, why didn't he kill her if he killed the bank manager? Because
Without
they
hesitation.
both saw his face.
Right.
Yeah,
because he even says, sorry, he saw my face.
And he smacked her around like pretty hard.
He did.
So, like,
I don't know. It all just over the years of watching so many like bank heist movies,
well, usually I pick up on stupid twists like that pretty easily. Like, I mean, I don't know how many times we've watched something that you guys have had me watch something. It's like, I saw this twist coming a mile away.
You know what it is though? Maybe compared to like a higher concept movie, maybe this was just you were thinking it's a dumb fun time, so they fit a twist in there, and you're like, whoa.
I did know, like, I knew what I was going to see. Like, I knew it wasn't going to be something serious because it's like the whole premise of the movies. I knew it was going to be funny.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I also like that she was part of it and not just somebody who was kidnapped.
Yeah.
I like that whole aspect of him having to forgive her and still be with her and wait for her to get out of prison. And
I just wish there was more on the whole forgiveness arc.
Yeah.
I did like the little card that the detective's daughter made him, you know.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was tear jerking.
Yeah, it was a nice touching moment. You could see how much he appreciated it.
Well, and she clearly really appreciated it too.
Of course, yeah. He saved her life.
They did kind of set it up to make it seem like her daughter was no longer in her life at first. Like, with how saddened she was when she got off the phone with him.
Yeah,
because I think that was just her partner. I think that was just her realizing, yeah, he's right. I mean,
right.
I'd go for her if this happened.
He made
this
her
could
like
happen to my daughter.
He put it in a way she can understand. Like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, obviously he might not have the same attachment to a girl he had sex with one time than she has her daughter. But
those are the kind of stories that make you go home and like just stare at your kid, like, holy fuck, if anything happened to you.
What was his gamer? What was his gamer tag? Because the one detective says, he's like, that's good.
Nate Ball.
Was it Nate Ball?
Nate Ball. That's actually really good.
Oh, that's good. Assistant bank manager. No speeding tickets. Gamer tag of Nate Ball. Huh, it's actually good.
Do you think they wouldn't have, like, when they were digging up stuff on him? Don't they think they would have his medical history of what is wrong with him?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that would have come up. Yeah,
I don't know why that would pertain to him doing this crime though.
Well, they might have understood why he was able to do the shit he was doing since he was just a simple bank manager.
Yeah, you're a goddamn superhero. I do like the angle of them thinking like he was in on it. That was cool for a second. Like, and you could see why they would think that.
I love that he realizes it before they even. He's like,
oh my god,
I'm in on it.
He's like, hold on, you think I'm part of this?
Yeah, the way he realizes it.
He's like, I just.
Although the dumbass keeps using his phone.
There's no way he's going to pick up his phone. Hello, this is Nathan.
Did they make a bet? Does he hand her money?
Yeah, he hands her money. He just rolls his eyes and then hands her money.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
That's how they know, like, you're not dealing with a pro here.
Actually, you know what? I already did mention my nitpicky thing.
Oh, what was it?
I said that he should have been brain dead when he fucking got zapped. Like,
that's right. That totally qualifies. Yeah, that's your nitpicky
That's
thingy.
probably the only thing that happened in the movie that I was.
And you know
like,
what? This is a stupid enough movie and like fun enough movie that I'd be okay with a sequel. There could totally be a sequel for Novocaine.
Oh, for this, yeah, there could be.
Yeah,
maybe she convinces him to get on some like heists and shit, and things go wrong.
Or I mean, I don't like the aspect of him going to the other side.
No,
I like more
that
those three were working for a bigger organization.
Yeah,
and she's trying to hide it from him, but then it comes out,
and
she gets kidnapped again. This might be the only case
Taken two.
Yeah, this might be the only case where I'd be okay with her with a character getting kidnapped again.
Or it's just like her dark past comes to haunt her.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, I don't want her to get taken.
She has to come forward with Ham, and there's a divide in their relationship.
I like that there was a bigger boss behind the whole thing they were doing, and he's pissed that they didn't get the money.
And I really just wanted to see Jacob Battalion more. Like he didn't have a bunch of screen time in this movie. I'd like to see him more in the second one.
This is what I'll say. In most cases in these films, and there's a second movie and the person gets kidnapped again, I hate it. It's fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, we already saw this movie, but I think in this particular premise, it would work with Corey's idea of like dark past coming to haunt her, trying to find.
But this one would actually have like stakes because it's not her brother. Yeah. It would be like, they will kill her. Which I guess her brother was gonna too.
Yeah. And she was the only surviving member of that crew, so like of course they're gonna hunt her down.
Or was she?
Or did we like it? Wait, didn't we just spend an hour talking?
No, wait,
I think we did like it.
We're at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, on that note, I think that is going to do it for our spoiler-filled Novocaine review. Damn it, I always want to plug here, but this is not my YouTube channel. I was going to say, if you've seen the movie, let me know in the comments what you think. If you guys want to see some of my personal opinions on movies, rankings, tier lists, reviews, some live streams that I do with these two assholes and our other friends. I just put out
we did a really awesome one not too long ago.
We did. Mike was a great host for a game night we did recently. I just put out, on the day of recording, March 17th, I put out a video for Osgood Perkins the Monkey, his latest horror movie. So you can see all that on my... It was good, and then it was bad. Really good for 45 minutes, and then really bad for like 50 minutes.
Adrian, we should redo that. You were supposed to say, I don't know, go to my YouTube channel and find out. You missed a good plug.
Say the thing about how was that?
Adrian, how was that?
If you want to find out, go check out my YouTube channel. Nicely done, Mike. Go check out my review of The Monkey, the latest Osgood Perkins. I will say, not as polarizing as Longlegs by a long shot, because that movie had horror fans fucking divided. So this is not as polarizing, but I just put that video out today, March 17th of recording. So you can check that out and a bunch of other stuff. If you want to see more of these guys on my channel, check out the live streams. You can see all that and more on my channel, youtube.com/Baker Reviews.
Baker Reviews.
Thank you as always, Mike. Michael. Oh, wait, I can't call you Michael Caine. I was going to do Novocaine. Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine. Never.
I'll do anything if the money's right.
Wait, what if we had Michael Caine versus Snape? Never. Always. Never.
Wow. That is an annoying argument.
Oh God. What if that was like, you know how they did the WoW with the Star Wars lightsabers? What if they did that? Like the bad guy is always and the good guy is never. It's just fucking clashing.
Always, never, always. That is really annoying.
That has to be made
by two actors that I fucking love.
Somebody make that now.
But other than my YouTube channel, where I will never make a never versus always video, Mike, where else can people go to support this podcast?
Yes, over at patreon.com/Culture Shock Podcast.
Is this Alan Rickman?
You pretentious
always.
Well, hey, you're doing Alan Rickman. We've made the tie to this to Die Hard, so it makes sense.
Yes, just for $1 a month over at patreon.com/Culture Shock Podcast, you can help us keep the lights on over here and become a member of our family, our army, our militia, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Just be a member of Culture Shock. Love us. Give us money. Or wait, that's not what we're supposed to shit. Shit, I said it wrong. Guys.
Mike said that's not what we're supposed to shit.
Please love us.
Love me, money me.
I mean, yes, at the $5 tier, you can join our members-only Discord, which is super active, and we love to talk to you guys there.
Absolutely.
And also, you get to vote on a monthly poll to decide what we are going to talk about in an episode. I believe our current poll is not done yet, or is it? I don't know.
We have to figure out a tiebreaker type scenario.
Okay, because it is between currently the regular Nintendo and the Xbox 360.
Yes, we're doing a console episode, which we do sometimes, and it is currently tied with votes. So it's 50-50.
If only our third member would have picked another fucking console, we could have had a tiebreaker. Asshole.
Asshole. So we're going to have to figure out something.
But with that being said, on top of all of that wonderful things, all that wonderful things, I know how to talk good.
I can't believe. By the way, I can't believe I can't believe I didn't make one Green Day "Give Me Novocaine" reference in this episode.
Oh my god!
On top of all the wonderful stuff we are doing, we are also still trying to decide. And it will be soon when we do our second movie commentary.
Yes.
Which you get 3 months early before we release it to the public. So you have that as a reason to become a patron as well.
Yeah.
With that being said, we would like to thank our current loyal patrons. And that is
Current asterisk.
It is Cam Solly, Bobby Jean, Squiggums, Amby, Josie, and Timocane.
Timocane. Sorry, Tim. That's all we got.
Hey, that's better than the last two times I tried to do it.
That's true. Somebody should just put together a compilation of all the Tim names we've done through our. That would probably be like a 3-hour YouTube video.
It would.
Other than the patron, where else on the socials can they find us, Corey?
Yeah, on Facebook, it's Culture Shock Podcast. On Instagram, it's Culture Shock 21. On TikTok, it's CS Podcast 21. And Twitter, X, where I spend most of my time, it's also CS Podcast 21. Let me know if you guys have seen this, if you like it. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Please go see it.
Do it.
This was a very fun movie.
Guys, support original movies like this, please.
Yes. This was a very good original movie. It's not a big blockbuster hit, but everybody needs to go see this. Go to theaters for movies like this, please.
This was my favorite movie theater experience that was not Marvel, Star Wars, or any other fucking major project related in a long ass time.
Hell yeah.
So guys, go see this movie.
Guys, you go see these movies. They keep making these movies. You don't see these movies?
Yeah.
They make fucking Star Wars Episode 47.
Yes.
I want more movies like this, less movies like whatever Marvel trash has been coming out lately.
No.
Aside from Deadpool and Wolverine.
I agree and disagree.
I want 1,000 more of those movies.
Corey's like, I strangely agree and disagree with what you just said.
This is a weird gray area, man.
Corey, what if every Marvel movie from here on out was just a Deadpool Wolverine movie?
Wait, just Deadpool Wolverine? I mean, even I would hate that, and I love that movie.
That would piss me off.
No, not the same movie, but just those
I would
characters
still
all the
hate
time.
it.
Yeah, that would get
It
old.
would never get old.
People would get Deadpool fatigue.
Well, that's on them, not me.
Mike, believe it or not every person in the world loves Deadpool as much as you do.
They want to do $300 million movies just so Mike can be happy every year.
For those who can't see, because we're not a visual podcast, I have a Deadpool chair.
It's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
Corey, were you done plugging?
Yeah, were you done plugging?
Okay.
Adrian, back to you.
And back to Adrian with sports. Steelers suck.
They fumbled the offseason.
Hey, we fumbled the quarterback offseason.
Yeah, that's the most important position.
But that's my argument. Okay. All right, guys, be sure to rate us 5 stars, which I forgot to mention. If you love this episode, if you love the podcast, rate us 5 stars. Goes a long way in all the algorithms, all that good stuff. Let us know what you think of the podcast, what we can improve, which, I mean, what could we do better, honestly?
Come on.
Look, the comedy on this podcast is chef kiss. Maybe we could be more informative. I don't know.
Hey, sure, we could be funnier. Sure, we could be more informative. Sure, we could be more entertaining. Sure,
we could be funnier.
Sure, we could present more facts. Sure. Okay, wait. I'm starting to make myself feel bad.
Yeah, we really suck.
We need to bring back Adrian's fun facts. Is what we really need to do.
We do. That's them in the distance because it's been song.
Yeah, the soundboard for it's dusty and got cobwebs on it.
All right, guys, but that is going to do it for all of us here at Culture Shocked. As always, thanks for listening.
It's fucking Novocaine, and he's not fucking dead.
Goes, Pepper.